The garbage thing was bad enough, but it wasn't enough for him to end there. He spoke at a campaign event in Pennsylvania and came out with this ripper.
There's one more thing Trump and his Republican friends want to do. They want another giant tax cut for the wealthy. Now, I know some of you guys are tempted to think it's macho guys. I'll tell you what, man. When I was in Scranton, we used to have a little trouble going down the plot once in a while. From Greenwich. But I'm serious. These are the kind of guys you like to smack in the ass.
Now, look, I know Joe Biden has some weird interests. He likes to nibble on kids, Joe. He likes to sniff people's hair. But now he wants to smack Trump's ass. What's going on there?
I don't know. Maybe that tough guy from the swimming pool, is it Cool Pop?
Corn Pop. Corn Pop.
Maybe
he was a bad dude.
He was a bad dude. He needs to call in Corn Pop to teach these macho guys a lesson. Look, I admire Kel's generous optimism that Joe Biden is capable of doing anything deliberately. But no, I think this has been the most catastrophic, incompetent campaign.
So as bad as the Voice campaign.
From the Democrats. I think that's probably fair, that I've ever seen. It is just absolutely staggering. I think, in a sense, the Voice campaign, the excuse they use, well, you have to forgive all these people who have been calling people racist or doing gaffes or not targeting things, but because they're not really campaigners. I'm just like, why are they in the campaign then? Anyway, that's another story. But the Democrats are meant to be this kind of really slick, cool, top-level political machine, right? And they're the biggest political machine in the greatest and oldest, in real terms, modern democracy, and they have just screwed the pooch. This has all been theirs to lose, and they have lost it. And at every single juncture where there was a fork in the road, where they could have gone to a bright green field full of daffodils or the dark spooky path with crocodiles, they choose these are fools. Never forget, Trump was completely and utterly washed up. He was persona non grata. Even Mike Pence had turned on him in the aftermath of the January 6 riots. It was completely shattered. There was the big Republican red wave that was predicted. It never came. Trump goes ahead with his re-announcement of his candidacy for the presidency as though the red wave actually had happened. It was embarrassing. It was rambling. People were trying to get out, like the same people who thought they were going to hear Beyonce sing. And what do? They prosecute him. They give him a reason to fight. They give him a platform to stand on, right? So the first thing, that's right. Then you've got Joe Biden, who is clearly incoherent, clearly not functioning, not in control of his faculties, as we have just seen. And instead of actually having the courage and the foresight to say, all right, Joe, you're not running again. The machine will not back you. Thanks very much. Thanks for your service. But that's not happening. No one had the balls to do it, to the point where they could only do it once it was too late. And then when they realised they had to do it because people like Obama and Clooney and high-powered people were coming out publicly because they couldn't actually get any traction, couldn't be heard within the machine. They had to come out publicly and do it. Then his position becomes untenable. By then, the hundreds of millions of bucks in donation have rolled in. They can't change to a candidate who could actually beat Donald Trump. Like, for example, I don't know, Michelle Obama. So they have to go for the one person who is the worst performing. Never forget, this is someone who was booted out of the first presidential primary she contested after the very first debate because she performed so appallingly.
The most unpopular vice president in history.
Unpopular vice president in history.
Yeah.
And they have effed all of this up and effed all their options so much that they have to give it to her. And even then she still gets a rails run. Even then she's got all the karma momentum.
Let's not forget.
And she screws everything over by not being able to answer basic questions.
I know.
It's amazing.